Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to 3 Laps 3 Topics. It's back after a bit of a unplanned hiatus. Apologies for that. I've been quite busy over the last few months and continue to be busy at the moment with uni work and whatnot, but thought I'd make a 3 Laps 3 Topics video as I haven't done one in a while, and talk a bit about what we've seen in the world of motorsport in the last few days or so. So we're going to start with Formula 1, and nose cones this year are ugly. Great, I'm glad we've got that sorted out. Jokes aside, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. There's plenty of people who've talked about it at length already. I'll put a couple of links in the description below. If you follow F1 YouTube channels quite a bit, you might have come across a guy called Alex Zaffro. He's pretty much gone through every single car as they've been launched. And if you want to get into some real technical stuff and the whys and what fors, then check Scarb's F1, his blog and Twitter account. I'll put descriptions for that below. Favourite car? Mercedes. Another easy answer and easy statement there. I was quite interested there with Adrian Newey's response today, talking about the potential dangers that the nose cones could produce. I mean, the whole reason that they've been regulated the way they have been is to improve safety. Adrian Newey was saying that potentially, because some of them are so low now, if you had an impact, say like Webber into the back of Kovalainen in Valencia 2010, the car from behind might actually go underneath the car in front, which I agree with him in the terms of that is a much worse situation than a car flying over the top. I haven't watched the Daytona 24 Hours in full. I'm gradually doing so, or watching extended highlights of it, and I'll talk about that at a later date. But I have seen the crash that happened early on, where you had that exact thing. I know it's a Daytona prototype is quite different to an F1 car, and you can see how that kind of car would shovel another car up onto its front, and the speed differences were greater. But the point still remains, if you have kind of a scooped shovel low front end, if something's going to go wrong with that design, it's going to be the car in front's going to scoop up the front of the car from behind. And for me, that's quite clearly a worse situation than the ones that we've seen in the past. So going on to lap 2, I thought I'd talk about Mercedes, who kind of made the headlines today. And I know, of course, Lewis Hamilton's going to say that the day for him was positive, but in a way I think it really was. Mercedes were pretty much the first team out there that had their car running in some sort of ordinary fashion. They seem to have the least technical gremlins. Not saying they got the car straight out of the box and it ran, because I've no doubt that they had little problems here and there, as every single team does with any kind of car in its first test. But Mercedes seemed to be quite good with the new technology, and even with the unfortunate accident, which it's a mechanical failure, parts can be redesigned, parts can be strengthened, that they can fix quite easily. But so far so good in terms of the new technology stuff. They seem to be on a much better footing than definitely other cars using Mercedes power plants. So McLaren didn't even get out at all on day one. Williams didn't do many laps. And they did a lot better in terms of laps than Red Bull. Although Red Bull I've heard two things. One, I saw a tweet about Sebastian Vettel talking about some kind of fire at the back of the car. I'm not totally sure how much truth there is in that. And I also heard Adrian Newey, going back to him again, saying that they were held up today with a silly setup problem, which I believe was a incorrectly mounted spring on the rear suspension, which is quite deep within the outboard assembly, of course, so that will have taken them quite a bit of time to fix, but at least they've got it straight away. It's not caused greater damage, and I'm sure, being the great team they are, they'll recover on day 2. On the last lap, I thought I'd talk about a bit of World Endurance Championship news. This channel doesn't just concentrate on Formula 1. So yeah, Nissan had news out in the last couple of days. First of all, regarding their electric hybrid, effectively Delta Wing 2, because that's what it is. The Garage 56 entry that they're running at Le Mans this year released what engine is actually going to be in there. It's interestingly a 3-cylinder, and very much behind the same ethos of keeping things small, weights down. They've actually said, well, in terms of weight you wouldn't be able to take it on a plane, but in terms of size you could take it on a plane, which is quite interesting. And interesting to hear that the car is running and being shook down and whatever. So yeah, be interesting to see how that project develops in the next 5.5 months. They've also announced that they're going to do an LMP1 project, not this year, the year after, which I think is great news for the WEC, to have another manufacturer in the top class. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how they interpret the World Endurance Championship rules. We've currently got Audi, Toyota and Porsche all in there, all doing different things. So yeah, can't wait for that. Thank you for watching the full video. If you've enjoyed it and want to see more, then click that subscribe button in the top right hand corner. On the screen are 2 links to 2 different videos on my channel as well, so check them out as well. I've been Andrew the Blade. See you next time.